Yo, what's going on, guys? Matthew Haynes here, aka The Clockmaster. Today we're going to be talking about The Witcher Season 2, Episodes 1 through 6. I'm here with my wife today,
Shannon, aka Cosmic Binks.
Alright, so Netflix sent us over the first 6 episodes for review. We got a chance to, film our reactions, but also to film our reactions to the episodes while we were watching it, and then, just kind of gather everything ready for this review. Time to preface this, because some people were saying stuff about this last time. We are not paid to say anything that we're gonna say. No one sends me any money for anything. It's all
purely for review.
This is all for review, okay? Just to preface that, because that people have been saying that in a lot of some of the other early reviews that we have done. So anyway, if you are new here, please consider subscribing. We have plenty more stuff, and like I said, we did reactions to The Witcher Season 1. We did reactions to we did a reaction to and a review for The Witcher Nightmare of the Wolf, and Season 2 reactions will be uploaded next week Friday once the show is released. Okay, so pros and cons real quick. We're not gonna get, because obviously we can't get into spoilers. We only saw the first 6 episodes. We haven't seen the entire season yet. I'll start with you. What's your overall thoughts for the season? Just so far, where we at?
Yeah, so far I'm definitely enjoying this season. It's not as grand as the first season, because first season's really like intro, like make a big statement. This one is more building in a way.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I feel like this overall, guys, like this season so far, we still have 2 episodes left and we haven't seen them because they're not out yet. They only sent us 6. The season so far has its really stronger moments, and it has a couple of moments that were a little, I would say, more serious in tone and little bit mundane in terms of like, just there were some moments where it was like I was lost a little bit just because of pacing. And there was one specific episode, which I won't say which one it was, but it was one specific episode that it wasn't really my favorite just because of the overall pacing and everything, just overall. But up to season 6, especially recently, like the episodes, it started to build up as each episode goes.
Yeah, definitely.
And like plot wise, like we're saying, we're seeing everything post season 1, obviously, with like right after all of that stuff. So everything is now building towards a different part of the storyline. And I feel like with this season so far, they're fleshing out more of a deeper storyline for certain characters.
Yeah, for sure.
And definitely I can see this playing the long game in terms of how many more seasons we can get from The Witcher.
Yeah, I feel like the rate that they're going, they can definitely make plenty more seasons.
Yeah, they can definitely make a few more seasons with the rate that they're going with this one.
Yeah, they're definitely setting up a lot of stuff to kind of prolong the series as a whole.
Yeah, and I feel like overall it's better for it, because it does a good job. I mean, it kept me entertained.
Yeah, definitely.
I look forward to watching every episode right after that, because obviously The Witcher, I mean, Henry Cavill is great as Geralt. Entire cast is just amazing, and everyone, their performances are just so great. One of the things you can tell was that this show was shot during the pandemic. We talked a little bit about that. You can tell that. So there's some things with the presence of the show that doesn't, like she mentioned, doesn't feel as grand in terms of at least for me, some set pieces and some certain things kind of felt a little smaller. Might be a nitpick. She didn't really notice that too much.
Yeah, not too much.
So that might just be me.
Yeah, it's just a small detail. Like, it doesn't seem like a big world, I guess.
Like, it seems like a big world. It's just that, okay, so what I'm trying to say is it feels like a big world. It's just that certain scenes, like especially when they're inside, certain scenes just feel smaller. And I feel like that might not necessarily have to do with the set design. That might just have to be with the cinematography and how they decided to shoot certain episodes.
Yeah, because I didn't really find an issue with any of that. So
yeah, and I think that's just a nitpick for me personally.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know, it didn't really feel like, it wasn't like small, like claustrophobic. It was just you can, like, if you look back at like season 1, you can definitely see like the scale of like the buildings and everything, and I will agree that it does feel a little bit smaller, but it's not something that you're really gonna notice.
It doesn't take you out of it. you just notice it if you pay attention to it. But I mean, I feel like the story is there, and the story is good enough to keep you interested in what's going on for season 2. And we're non-book readers, so we haven't read the books. I've only read synopsis, different plot overviews from each book. I actually just got the first audiobook for the first one, so I do plan on tackling that soon. I played a little bit of the games, she hasn't done that. So the reason I bring that up is that we haven't read anything really in the books that goes deep into, which is what this show is mainly based off of. So I don't know if there's gonna be things in this season that anger book readers or not. So just take this is just our opinion as non-book readers.
Yeah, take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, take it with a grain of salt. I wouldn't say take it with a grain of salt. I feel like our opinion has some weight to it, but I feel like
well, I'm just saying because our opinion is based on us and not necessarily the books.
Yeah, but that's what I was getting to. We're basing our opinion just off the show, what we have seen from the show, and not from the book. So keep that in mind. We are not book readers. We have not read the book, so we're not trying to compare this to the book. This is just a review for season 2. So that's another thing to clarify in this one. But yeah, I mean, overall, we can't really get into certain things without discussion, without getting into spoilers.
Right. Kind of keeping it baseline.
We're keeping it pretty basic. Overall, my recommendation would be definitely give season 2 a go. It's really enjoyable, and there's some really good, fun character moments within the season that work. And again, there are some things negative-wise that I didn't like so much and I had to go back and rewatch bits and pieces of this one other episode, and I was like, okay, now I sort of understand this one part of the storyline, because I, as a non-book reader, at least for me, I had some trouble following some parts of the one particular part of the story where I was just like, I'm not really getting it. And then I had to just go back and rewatch that one thing to try to understand. I'm like, okay, now I get it.
Yeah, I feel the same. It was definitely like a little confusing. And it's something that's gonna be like a big thing. So I felt like that could have been explained better.
Yeah.
But maybe it'll make more sense throughout the episodes, or maybe we're just not getting it.
It might just be us. Like we might just be brain farting. Like
it's very possible. But yeah. So I definitely agree with that. But it might be revealed more in the 2 episodes we haven't seen as well. Or because obviously it's gonna get brought up.
Yeah.
So
I mean, wish we can say more. We can't.
Yeah.
Just can't wait for next week for when the rest of you guys see it. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts and opinions on it. But I will say, just from if you value your opinion, season 2 has at least my seal of approval so far. I don't think it's a horrible season by any means. I don't think it's a bad season, because sometimes there is a concern that a sequel season or whatever can be bad. Like a season 2 can be bad.
Yeah, there's
always that concern.
There's a lot of times where season 1 is amazing and then season 2 flops.
Yeah.
So it definitely has its good moments. It has some moments that are questionable.
There's definitely some questionable moments, some choices that were made story-wise that was a little questionable to us, at least to me. That was just like, why they could have made a different choice, why do this? So again, it's not bad. These are just some of the problems that we found from the season.
And you guys might like the things that we found questionable.
Yeah, you might like it. You might like those choices. So overall, just to wrap up this video, because I feel like we just said as much as we could say without getting into spoilers.
There's not too much we can touch on.
So. I would say music for some reason isn't hitting me as much as it did season 1. I felt like season 1 had a really big musical.
It's not very memorable.
Yeah, man. It's just something about the music for season 2 so far that just didn't really hit right to me as a music nerd, as a score junkie. I just love soundtrack music, and I love that. So that's just to me. That's just a little brief comment on that. But otherwise, very solid season so far. Very solid story. Very invested. I'm loving the direction that they're going overall, minus the few hiccups that I have.
Yeah, but they're very few.
They're very few. It's not a whole bunch.
Yeah.
So so what is your rating for the season so far, so that we can close the video?
As of right now, I'd probably give it about an 8.
Yeah, I'm at an 8 right now too, just from enjoyment, enjoyment level. obviously putting some of the critic stuff aside and like analyzing all the technical details of the show, just from an enjoyment level as a fan who's loved the story so far in season 1, definitely an 8. And I feel like just for more critic, if I was to give it like a critic rating, at least to me, on a technical level, I'm probably got, it's not too different, but like 7.5.
Yeah.
If I'm being nitpicky. Right. But just from an enjoyment level as a fan, I'm like at an 8.5.
Yeah.
It's good. It's just a solid season so far, and it holds up. It holds up in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say just definitely go into it with what we're saying in mind about it being more story driven. Yeah,
definitely. I feel like they're because a lot of those slower moments are appropriate for the story, and it works. It works. You just kind of have to be a little patient with it sometimes. So yeah, that's it. That's it for our review, guys. Just our brief thoughts and overview of it. I didn't want to do a super technical review because I feel like for a show like The Witcher, you want to enjoy it and you want to like really just toss a coin to your Witcher, man. Like like you want to enjoy The Witcher. You want to enjoy Geralt doing his thing. You want to enjoy certain aspects of the show, like what you enjoyed from season 1. So I don't feel like an overly technical discussion is needed, like what we did for Dune. Yeah. like some of the other stuff that.
But this is also a season 2, so you know what you're getting yourself into.
Exactly. You know what you're getting yourself into already. Season 2. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. For this one, look forward to hear your thoughts when you see season 2. Remember, it releases December 17th on Netflix. It's next week. I do know they have some like fan screenings that they're doing on December 14th from Reed Pop. I know Reed Pop sent me an email for New York Comic Con, guys. Sent me an email to sign up. I don't know if the timeline is gone, but you can like sign up for like a fan screening for episode 1. So check your inbox if you've been to New York Comic Con or Reed Pop, to see if you can get like a episode 1 fan screening on the 14th. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Clockmaster and
Cosmic Binks
out.